That's where these things are?
Yeah. They're all over that excavation site in the middle of the swamp.
And?
They make me nervous.
Why?
They're disgusting.
Uh-huh. You ever have any problems with the locals?
Locals? They give you any trouble, you just smack them around.
Or you could try talking to them. Who's in charge here?
The Don.
Who?
The Don.
Right. You don't talk much.
What do I want to talk for? I don't know you.
Where is the Don?
In the temple.
Is he religious?
Ha!
So what does he do in there?
Avoids being out here.
Getting anything out of you is like pulling teeth.
That's why I make such a good guard.
All right, let's try this question. Tell me more about these things. The ones in the excavation site.
They're disgusting. Big insect things. I wish someone would get rid of them.
I can. You must have picked up some skills to be a guard.
I know how to fight, and I can handle a crossbow.
Can you train me?
To fire a crossbow? All right. But it will cost you.
I'd need paying. Say 30 gold coins.
30? Yeah. It's worth that to get rid of those things. They're disgusting.
Keep my gold warm. I'll be back for it. I want to improve my fighting skills.
What do you want?
Man like you has clearly seen some action.
Well, you know, I don't like to boast, but I've crushed a few heads. If you want to eat here, you have to work. You want a free ride? Try those white robes at the monastery. They'll give you a free ride all the way to their excavation camps. And keep your paws off other people's stuff while you're here, or you'll lose your paws.
I'm sure you have things to deal with.
Hey.
I've not seen you before. Who are you? A fresh-faced young man eager to experience the thrill of an outlaw's life?
Maybe.
I can't think why else you'd be here. There are warm alehouses and welcoming brothels in the town. Food and indoctrination at the monastery.
Are you a woodcutter for the camp?
Just because I'm cutting wood doesn't mean I'm a woodcutter. Actually, I'm a hunter. My lads and I provide meat for the camp.
So you lead the hunters?
Normally, yeah, but as you can see, I've got vital woodcutting work to do. So right now, my hunters are running wild like free spirits. Or they think they are.
Shouldn't you get someone else to cut the wood?
I'd love to, believe me. But Brogar would nail me to a tree if I left this wood unsawn.
Brogar?
One of the Don's lieutenants, the leader of the fighters, a, shall we say, powerful, single-minded man.
And you're his personal woodcutter?
For my sins.
Why does he want you to do it?
I tangled with him, and now I have to pay. We live by Brogar's laws, here.
Brogar's laws? Not the Don's?
The Don wants me to hunt, Brogar wants his fire stoked. You judge who's really in charge.
Why don't you stand up to Brogar?
Him and all his fighters, you mean?
So everyone's afraid of him.
You clearly haven't met him yet. Then you'd understand. He's over there. Go and introduce yourself. Then decide whether you'd stand up to him.
How can I become one of the Don's men?
Firstly, I'll need to tell you a couple of things. The Don's a powerful man. Well, he was. Since we've been in this swamp, he's hidden in that temple. Hasn't been out for weeks. His wife Rachel's been trying to run the camp. She's the one you need to impress if you want to meet the Don.
Rachel. Right.
Before you charge up to her, you need to be aware of...
Brogar?
You're learning.
Why can't I get to talk to the Don himself?
If you can't get Rachel on your side, maybe you could get past the guard at the temple. Maybe.
Sounds like it could be worth a try.
True, but it's a long shot. Rachel might be your best way in.
Can you teach me to hunt?
Sure you wouldn't rather chop wood?
I was thinking more of hunting.
Then you're talking to the right man.
Can you teach me about hunting?
Did I look like I wanted to talk to you?
Whoa there. Someone shoot your dog?
Stupid and mouthy don't wash well round here, especially not from workers.
Do I look like a worker?
Maybe not. You ain't coated in shit. Now enough questions. I'm hungry. Bring me a haunch of fried meat from Rachel, the cook up by the smithy. Bit snooty, but a looker. The Don's a lucky man. Of course, with him in that temple all the time, she might need a bit of company.
Tell you what, you do it yourself.
You got some backbone, haven't you? We'll soon rip that out of you. Boys, give this little fish a lesson in manners. You'll find my lads are tough but fair. Well, they're tough. Put that thing away. About time. You scared, little fish?
I've had worse.
You scared?
I've had...
Not right now.
Hey, you don't look like the rest of the Don's men.
Me? I'm the one the rest of them treats like dirt. Day in, day out, me and my workers try our best. And they need us, the bosses. But do they realize that? I wish they'd come and see what it's like. See if they like being eaten by swamp worms.
Are you in charge of the workers here?
Yeah, I'm supposed to oversee the workers of the excavations. The morale is so low that the men don't care anymore.
Why is it so bad here?
We keep losing men to the worms. And there are even worse fates, too. I'd rather be anywhere else. But we have to collect anything made of gold and take it to Beppo. I didn't expect to have to fight the monsters here. We're not trained for it. And that bastard Brogar should be protecting us. But do his fighters ever come and help? Do they, hell? Too drunk, most of them.
So the excavations have stopped.
They won't be happy when they find out. The Don's supposed to be a fair man, but Brogar isn't, and he should be protecting us. If any of my men were good at fighting, they'd have gone long ago. They'd be living it up in the bars and brothels of Harbour Town.
If I'm going to take action, I'll need better armor.
I can give you workers' clothes, that's all. And you'd have to pay. After all, you're not a worker. Why should I clothe you?
We're all stuck on this island in this swamp together. We might as well help each other. I'll see if I can get your workers back to work.
You won't. If I can't, what chance does a stranger have?
I can talk to Brogar for you.
Don't. It'll only cause trouble. We've tried everything. Brogar's not going to listen to you.
What can you tell me about Brogar?
Nothing. I'm not telling you anything. I don't want trouble.
Are any of your workers around?
They should all be at the excavation site. But that doesn't mean they will be. You'll recognize them. They'll be wearing workers' clothes, even if they've got no intention of working. Uncontrollable, most of them. That's what the swamp and being ignored does to you.
How did you end up in charge of the workers?
Don't think I volunteered. No way. The Don pointed his finger at me and said, "You will oversee the excavations." And that was it.
So the Don doesn't take no for an answer. Maybe I can do something to help. How many excavation sites are there?
3. 1 east of the temple, and 2 right in the middle of the swamp. Look for the artifact crates. They mean you're in the right place.
Right. You've already got trouble.
Yeah, but I'm not dead. I'd rather take my chances with the worms than get Brogar angry.
Brogar can't be that bad.
Brogar is all bad. Ask the hunters. They'll tell you what he's capable of.
Well, I offered to help.
Nothing new for you.
Hey,
Lost, are you? Don't you worry about it. I'll take care of you. You know, if I were you, I'd sort your problems with Brogar and be quick about it. If you don't, well, let's just say everyone will be betting on Brogar.
you might want to change your odds. You don't want to bet against me. Who are you?
Craig. And if you want a fortune in gold, I'm your man.
Your job is to distribute wealth.
Exactly. I arrange little wagers, you give me your gold, and you could double it.
What odds do you offer?
You're interested? Ha, listen up, I'll explain. You give me a sum in gold. If you win, I'll pay you back double.
And if I lose?
There are no losers, only future repeat gamblers. I'll just keep your gold warm until you want to try and win it back.
How do I place a bet?
Oh, nothing easier. We bet on anything here. Who'll be the next worker to get eaten by a swamp creature? The next winner in the arena? Anything. You can even bet on yourself. If you want to go into the arena.
And can I be sure you'll pay out if I win?
Oh, you of little faith. I'm hurt. If I wasn't honest, do you think I'd last 2 minutes around here?
People fight for gold.
Don't sound so surprised. People have fought for gold since time began. There's a small arena over in the west. That's where it happens. I bet you're worth a gamble. Tough-looking fella like you.
Which of the fighters here are the best?
Based on recent form, Ricardo's a loser. Lorenzo isn't too sharp either. Used to be all right. Faded a bit these days. I'd say Domingo is probably the best in camp.
Tell me more about the arena.
It's all friendly. Just a few bruises and broken limbs. It isn't to the death. It's where we train and test ourselves. If you fancy a fight, just challenge one of our fighters. If he accepts, he'll go into the arena with you. The fight starts when both willing volunteers are in the arena with their weapons drawn. The first fighter to go down loses.
That's clear enough. Is there somewhere round here I can train for combat?
I wouldn't normally do this, but I'll train you if you like. Always good to get the inside skinny, in case you go into the arena.
I want to improve my fighting skills. Teach me sword fighting.
Right. I'm going to tell you how to counter parry. If you're taking flurries of blows, you need to knock your opponent's weapon aside. Do this. He's unprotected, so you must attack. It's not easy to do. You need a feel for the right moment to parry and attack. Practice it and it will help you. But remember, it only works if you're being attacked. And if your opponent tries to parry, you won't get a chance to do it.
I want to be stronger.
You're learning.
I want to be stronger.
At least something's sinking in.
I want to improve my fighting skills. I've decided to fight in the arena.
That's what I wanted to hear. Well done. Do yourself proud. Remember, once either man hits the ground, the fight's over. Carrying on when your opponent's on the dirt, that's not fair play, is it? You'll pay dearly if you break that rule.
Right. Does Brogar ever fight in the arena?
You looking to lose bits of yourself? Just asking would be risking your skin. Forget it. That's my advice.
Why?
He's not one to mess with. Arena fighting's a game. Brogar doesn't play games.
Neither do I. You'd be a good opponent. Why don't you fight me in the arena?
I should have seen that coming. Think about it. This is my domain. I even bet on myself. Well, you got spirit, but try someone easier.
I want to make a bet.
Fabulous. What do you want to gamble on?
I'll fight Ricardo and win.
Well, that's not too hard a prospect. Lousy odds, so your winnings won't be great.
Hey, you tangle with Brogar, and you tangle with me.
Yeah! This is getting better! Well, that's the way it goes.
No more peace and harmony.
I don't like faces I don't know well, and your face is too pretty. Slap some makeup on you and you could work the brothels.
You know I'm new here, then?
Shiny skin, gormless expression. You're not the first. It's the heap of gold in the temple. It sucks in idiots like flies to shit. But there's no one round here that wants to split their share of the Don's gold any further.
You're a fighter, right?
I took the advice my teacher gave me. Find something you like and make it your job.
What's the Don going to do with the gold? Invest in swampland?
We might be stuck here now, but we're not going to be here forever. Once those religious nutcases are gone, Harbour Town will be ours. Then you'll see.
What are the Inquisition doing in the town?
Pretty face. Shame you're thick as pig shit with it. They only need the town to give them a supply route. The real work happens in the monastery. Fuck knows what they do up there.
And you don't think it would be a good idea to find out?
You're the nosy fucker. Why don't you knock on the door and ask them? Let's see how many questions you've got after they work you to death in the temple ruins.
Live here, die there. You know, there's an ocean full of beautiful desert islands. Where did the Don get all his gold?
See that temple? We took it. And guess what? It was full of gold and artifacts and stuff. Now it's full of guards, an ogre, and surrounded by us. There are temples all over the island. Why don't you bugger off and find your own?
You just walk in and take the gold from the temple ruins.
Yeah, it's that simple. Go on, try it. Then you'll see the beasts that come charging out of those ruins. You have to deal with them before you get to the shiny stuff.
So you've cleared all those creatures out of the ruins?
Keen to see them, are you? All right. We'll go to a temple ruin nearby. You help me deal with the creatures there, then you can get your share of the gold.
What's the catch?
There's no catch. We clear the place and split the rewards.
How do we split the gold?
50-50.
I'll think about it.
All right, but don't take too long.
I challenge you to fight in the arena.
No chance. Find someone else.
Brogar says you need teaching a lesson. Time for a little lesson.
Let's see some blood. Use your sword, you ass. Again.
And a few coins for me.
Let's try a few rounds in the arena.
Are you that keen to get a kicking?
You chicken, Domingo. You a big, fat, feathery piece of poultry.
I see your mouth moving, but all I hear is blah, blah, blah.
Not interested?
You're not worth my time.
Okay, I'll pay you. 10 gold.
Sure, you can give me gold if you want, but my throat is as dry as sandpaper. I ain't budging an inch until I get a beer.
You're the best fighter here. Come on.
See these muscles? There's money in them.
Here, have a swig of this.
Ah, that's the good stuff right there.
So, how about the arena?
Go on then. A beer, someone to punch. Life doesn't get much better.
You're clearly a man of simple tastes.
Hey, you.
What? This time you're actually starting a conversation.
I've got something for you.
What?
A message from Brogar.
All right then, you bastard.
He won't be getting up anytime soon.
Time for a little lesson.
That does not feel...
Nothing new. Haven't you got nothing better to do?
You see why people don't stand up to Brogar?
A few bruises won't stop me.
You're lucky it wasn't stab wounds.
His armor and those fighters make him feel tougher than he is.
For you, maybe. For me, that's why I don't tangle with him.
Brogar is a big fish in a small pond.
And those are giant words. So big, I don't think you know what you're saying.
I know some people wouldn't have a problem if he disappeared.
I won't be responsible for what Brogar would do to you.
Let me worry about that.
You should worry. But you're serious, aren't you?
What would I have to do to deal with him?
If you work for him, do what he tells you and listen to everything he says. He'll let things slip. But you do know what you're proposing is dangerous.
About Brogar. How does Rachel feel about him?
She's soft. Brogar bullies her, and she's like that even though the Don's behind her.
Brogar's fighters are staging fights in the arena. Would the Don approve of that?
You'd have to ask Rachel, but it might be something you can hold against Brogar. You could use it to stop Brogar. If you challenged him to combat and won, that would embarrass him in front of everyone. But it wouldn't be easy.
That's an understatement.
Well, you started on this path. Every man chooses his destination. Where are you going?
Whatever happens, I'll need to train.
A man needs skills, and with the path you've chosen, you'll need more skills than most.
I need some better armor.
You won't find it out here. There's only workers' clothes here.
Well, what about your armor? Where did that come from?
Armor for the hunters and fighters comes from the Don. But you won't get close to that if you're not accepted as one of us.
Right, so I've got to join the Don's gang first. All right. Where can I get workers' clothing?
Hawkins is your man. He's one of the Don's lieutenants. He's in charge of the workers.
I could help you.
Helpful sort, aren't you? You better not have landed me in it with Brogar. But then one's trouble is another's ease. Rachel needs this meat, so she'll be happy. Take note, sometimes it's better to take sides than end up in the middle.
Where do I find this Rachel?
She's usually cooking, in front of the temple.
About your hunting. I met a hunter called Yan. You haven't mentioned him.
He got himself posted as a guard on the road to Harbour Town. We never see him back here these days. That's another hunter less feeding the camp.
I have a... Don't bother me with this.
I want... I'm ready to fight you now.
Hold your horses, stallion. I'll fight you if you put some gold where your mouth is. Make it worth me while. I don't do anything for nothing.
I want to make a bet. I'm ready to face you in the arena.
There's gold on the table. How can I refuse? Let me know when you want this to start.
I want to fight you. Right now.
Well, that sounds serious. Meet me in the arena. The arena is the only place we'll fight. Got that? And if you leave the arena during the fight, you lose. May the worthiest fighter win.
Haven't you got nothing better to do?
Now you die!
You think it'll be one-sided? Let's find out.
You bastard. That gear is mine. I'll consider that your winnings, you bastard.
Please don't just... I'm sure you have things to deal with.
Haven't you got nothing better to do?
You scared, little fish?
I've had worse.
You
Seems like your fighters could use a few lessons too.
Okay, so you ain't bad. Give you a few years, you might be as good as me. Maybe. Domingo. You just don't get the caliber of raw killer you used to. They've all gone soft in this swamp.
Hawkins says you're meant to be protecting his workers.
Hawkins says, does he?
You promised Hawkins if he paid, you'd protect him.
You worried about him. You protect him.
Right. You're a real man of honor. Brogar, I challenge you to fight me in the arena.
You ain't worth the walk.
I want to improve my fighting skills.
Things in the ruins.
Not right
things in
now.
the woods. There are things everywhere.
Don't bother me with this.
Someone knows what's going on here, and it ain't me.
You've been to Madame Sonia's this morning.
These are my rules. Please remember that.
Are you the local blacksmith?
Blacksmith? I look like I spend my days making fucking horseshoes. I'm a pewterer, a gilder, a worker of fine metal. And I'm not looking for an apprentice. Particularly one that doesn't know the difference between a metal worker and a smith.
If I did want to learn about metalworking, how could I persuade you to teach me?
You not listening? Someone spit in your ear? Or steal your brain? I don't want an apprentice. So why don't you just fuck off?
Do you need help? I'm looking for work.
No one here looks for work. The only thing people here look for is gold. And you don't look like you're any different.
Do you work with gold?
Gold. Gold. Nothing but gold. You just see the money in it, don't you? Well, there's no point you thinking about getting wealthy here. Every crumb of gold out there belongs to the Don.
Everyone has to give their gold to the Don.
If you know what's healthy for you, once a month you have to take the Don his share.
And how much is his share?
You see anyone round here looking wealthy?
Not unless mud is the local currency.
Well, you should see the gold he has in his temple. Hordes of it. Ha! I can see that look in your eye. Fancy a slice, do you? You'll end up in pieces with those thoughts in your head.
How do I get to see the Don?
What do you want to see the Don for? Try standing on a tree outside the temple. You're not going to get closer than that.
No one gets to see him. There has to be some way I can get to see him. There must be some way to see the Don. Something he wants.
If it doesn't glitter, he doesn't give a toss. I wouldn't be surprised if one day he had his wife gold-plated.
Is there something he wants then? Something in gold he doesn't have?
We found a sword pommel. Beautiful bit of work. Supposed to belong to some garrison commander before he pissed off an ogre. You find the blade for that pommel, the Don'd kiss your hairy ass. Fuck it, I would too.
Where can I find this sword blade the Don wants?
If you believe the stories, the ogre dragged the garrison commander off where those temple ruins are. If anyone has found anything there, they're bound to shoot their mouth off, particularly seeing as those bits of blade will be covered in gold. There's a pisshead called Lewis, reckoned he'd seen something, but he's a sack of shit.
So you want to restore the sword for the Don?
If I can get all the pieces. Can't do jack shit without all the pieces.
I'll find the blade the Don wants.
You want to look for it, be my guest. But you take one piece of that blade for yourself, one bit of glittering gold, I'll hear about it.
I wouldn't dream of it. I'm looking for new weapons.
Looking is for losers. Paying gets you the goods.
Have you got any sword blanks?
Just what I got here. My stock of ore is empty. You bring me some iron ore, I can make you some blanks.
I want to trade some iron ore for some sword blanks.
Piece of piss. Tell me what you want.
How much iron ore do you want?
Say 8 lumps. If you just want a basic one-handed sword, 10 for a bastard, 12 for a two-handed.
What have you got to trade?
You going to stand here all day?
Waif and stray looking for pity? Or fortune hunter looking for gold? Looks like I've got another mouth to feed.
Are you the cook?
Amongst other things, you have to be adaptable in these times. One day you've a sword in your hand, the next a ladle. And the cooking relaxes me, if you call stirring wild boar and brugelweed cooking. Sorry, forgotten my manners. I'm Rachel. Here, new mouth, take this meat, freshly cooked.
Brogar wants a haunch of fried meat.
And he sent you to get it for him? Lazy devil. Well, I've already given you some meat, so you can sort Brogar out yourself.
I need to talk to the Don.
Join the queue. I'm thinking of joining it myself. You can talk to me. When Esteban's busy, and he's always busy, I'm in charge.
But can you get me in to see him?
No. Look, he needs time alone to think. I'm always having to turn people away, even his good friends. Why would I make an exception for a newcomer?
You mean apart from my rugged good looks?
Believe me, I've seen better. Unless you have something really important for the Don, you aren't going to get to see him. I don't like the situation. I'm his wife and I don't get to see him. But it's his wishes, and we have enough trouble around here without looking for more. Oh, you're back, are you? Well, what do you want this time?
I have a package for the Don from Scordo.
A package. Right. I wish I had a gold coin for every time I heard that old chestnut. Maybe it is important, but if it's not, we're both in trouble, and if I open it to check... I'm sorry, Newmouth. If you really want to get in to see Esteban, you're going to have to do a lot better than that.
How are things around here?
Perfect. I don't know why we didn't move out of the town into the swamp earlier. The Inquisition are sucking the life out of the town, but this swamp is sucking the life out of us. We used to be close, all of us. Everyone made their share, worked for their share. Now it's falling apart. And with Esteban in that damn temple, I'm the one trying to hold it together.
Can I help?
And why would you want to do that? What do you want, Newmouth? Lazy cutthroats, idle thieves, and mosquitoes. Why do you want in on this?
You think the Don is losing control?
He's a complicated man. The Inquisition's takeover of Harbour Town shook him up badly. All we've got is this place, and it's fragile, especially at the moment. I really don't need someone stirring up trouble.
Why do you think things are falling apart here?
It's those ruins. They've got everyone's mind on treasure, even my Esteban. The whole place is being dug up, although I'm certain that not everything that's being found is being delivered to the camp. Esteban makes sure that all the workers get a share of the gold. He's very fair like that. But someone is looking to line their own pockets.
Who do you think it is lining their own pockets? And what would happen to them if you knew who it was?
He'd be dead. Esteban's not a forgiving man.
So it seems. You sound like you need help. What if I help out?
You do that? But, well, if you really want to stick your hand in this beehive, you're welcome to. We can certainly use the help. Everything seems to have ground to a halt. Go to the camp lieutenants and see what sort of problems they're having. That should help you get a picture of what's happening here. Maybe we can root out the source of this rot before it reaches Esteban.
By the way, Craig is running a betting ring.
He knows Esteban doesn't like that kind of thing. It just ends up with the men arguing. This could be the spark that sets everything off. Go and tell Craig I said to stop it if he knows what's good for him.
The fighters are holding show fights in the arena.
Well, they need something to work out their aggression. Leave them to knock each other's brains out. It stops them bothering us.
Brogar is forcing Sam to work for him instead of hunting. He's sawing wood for Brogar's fire. That's why you've not been getting the meat you need.
Damn Brogar! I thought he was trying to undermine Esteban. He'd be nothing without the Don, and now I need that meat.
What do you want to do about it?
Me? You do what you can. There'll be a full-on rebellion if stomachs go empty. If you want to help out, get me meat and get Sam back out hunting.
Brogar is refusing to help the workers. They're being attacked by the creatures in the swamp.
That sounds like him. Wouldn't want to risk his precious fighters to protect the workers. This is all grist to the mill. Keep an eye on him. There's bound to be more.
More? It doesn't look like anyone is doing their job in this camp. About your camp. So who are the lieutenants here?
If you can't find that out yourself, how are you going to help me? Just go and talk to everyone. You'll find them. You'll soon see who's in charge and who thinks they are.
I was told you're short of food. You need more meat?
Finally, someone who wants to do some work. Yes, I need 10 haunches of raw meat. You bring me the meat, and I'll put a little gold in there.
I never say no to gold.
Don't just stand around. Be off with you.
Hey.
Hey, what? You better be from Hawkins. I need those crates moving.
Your mother, Tilda, is worried about you.
Oh, she's always worried. That woman makes my life a misery.
Okay. Clearly she's got nothing to be worried about. What crates?
The ones full of artifacts? What else are we moving? Damn Hawkins. His workers should have delivered them by now. I knew it was too much responsibility for the old coot.
What's in these artifact crates?
Puppies. Artifacts, what do you think, genius? Everything that's dug up from the ruins gets crated up, but keep your mitts off them. If you're looking for gold, then do some work. You dig for the Don, then you'll get your share.
I'll think about it. So you're in charge of moving boxes, right?
They're not just any old boxes. They're full of artifacts from the excavation sites. They get dug up, they come to me, and then they go to the Don.
Oh, so you're not even moving boxes for yourself, then?
When you get an important role here, then you can make jokes. Until then, shut your bleeding mouth.
I've just arrived here. I'm not from anywhere.
Lazy, more like. Bet you've never done a decent day's work in your life.
Let's talk sensibly. I can help you get your crates.
Think you can? All right. We'll get going and get 'em moving.
No sense in asking if you know the magic word.
What magic word? Here, you're not with that Inquisition lot, are you? I'll have no magical nonsense around here.
Where are these crates you want moved?
At the excavation site, but they should be here. I swear, those workers are being slack just to wind me up.
Well, look who's come over all chatting. Who are you? You here to relieve me?
No.
I've been waiting for Clay for hours. The sod should have relieved me long ago.
Are you one of the fighters here?
I am out here. But when we were in the town, well, sleight of hand's more my thing. Combat's for boneheads. I have a few real skills. Sneaking, opening locks, picking pockets. Proper, honest skills. No violence needed.
Sounds good. What are you doing here? Are you standing guard?
Yes, but I shouldn't be. I've been here so long, this godforsaken mud soaked through to my feet.
What are you guarding?
The swamp farmer. Without him, this place would be bleak. Bleaker.
You don't like this place?
Does this look like paradise to you? No taverns, no women, just swamp, disease and mud. Thank the gods for the swamp farmer. At least he brings us our beer.
What's here that's worth stealing?
Not much, really. The problem's more those bloody animals everywhere. We could easily be overrun by wild boar, or worse.
I'll see if I can find Clay.
Bring him here! I've had enough of this.
Where is this Clay?
How should I know? In camp, warm and dry, I expect. If he's not here soon, I'm gonna leave.
I want to be a better thief.
Think about stealing.
New here, right?
It's that easy to tell.
Ah. Don's boys already got on your nerves, eh? They're just bored. No imagination, you see.
What do you do here?
I tend the bruggelweed here on Robar's farm. It's not the most noble of plants, but it's versatile. You can brew beer with it. You can, should you be of a mind, smoke it as well. The smoke has special properties, if you know what I mean.
What do you know about the Don?
I know enough not to mess with it. We used to be out here all alone, until they swept in and took the place over. Stick to his rules and he's a good man, if a hard taskmaster. Working in the fields isn't easy, but it gets you away from people. Space to think.
Can you sell me some weed? Beer.
Surely can. And I have more to sell as well, if you're interested.
Who is Robar?
He's a salt-of-the-earth fellow. He farms this swamp. Well, this field.
What do you have to sell?
That look. You've come for protection money.
Protection money?
Maybe you just have that look. What brings you here?
Is this your land?
It's me that farms it. Then I use the bruggelweed that grows here to make beer.
What can you tell me about the area around here?
You haven't been here long, have you? Let's see. Well, the boys in the camp all work for Don Esteban. They're collecting everything they can find made of gold. The Don must have a fortune in that temple by now.
Do you work for the Don?
Me? I've been on this farm all my life. One day, these ruins rise up out of the ground, all over the place. Then Don Esteban comes here. At least he keeps these creatures from the temple away.
Where did the gold the Don's collecting come from?
From those temple ruins, the ones that rose from the ground. They say there are treasures there, and creatures.
Could you teach me to make beer?
I suppose, if you have a basic knowledge of alchemy, but it would take you years to learn properly.
What's bruggelweed?
They call it a weed, but it's not. Mostly grows in the swamp or along rivers. But you can find it most anywhere. Looks useless, but you can't get hops out here. Well, not cheap you can't. And this stuff will do the trick.
Is your beer any good?
There were those on the mainland who thought so. Barleyman's export, they called it, till the island was cut off. Every time you think you're getting ahead, life just drags you down. Which reminds me, the camp is waiting for a delivery. I don't suppose you'd be interested in dropping some bottles off for me?
Why does everyone here see a new face and just assume I'll do jobs for them?
'Cause you need people that will owe you favours.
Favours?
You never know when you'll need them. Take these 10 bottles to Rachel, the camp cook. I need 50 gold coins for them, so I can pay my damn protection money.
All right, but one day I'll want to collect that favour.
Of course. Here's the beer. And don't forget, 50 gold pieces.
50. Yeah, I'll remember that. Does the Don ask you to pay for protection?
No. It's his commander-in-chief. The one that trains his fighters, Brogar. He demands 30 gold coins a month, or he'll take away the guards that look after my farm.
So someone's found a way to earn money from this swamp. Maybe I could help you gather some bruggelweed.
Well, it would save me some time. All right. But I need deliveries of 10 plants. I will give you 70 gold coins for every 10 you bring.
Careful.
I have some Bruegel.
Good. I could always use more plants. There are plenty of people who like beer. If you find more, you know the price.
What do you have to say?
Huh?